Right now, we're about to speak to the Fremantle champion and captain Nat Fyfe as he celebrates game 200.
The winner of the 2015 Brownlow Medal, of the 2019 Brownlow Medal, Nathan Fyfe of the Fremantle Football Club.
Early days, wanted to be that competitive beast.
This finish, it's high quality. You can understand why everyone's raving about this bloke.
Fyfe opens it up, and he is arguably the best in the comp.
Just plucks it with the one hand if you don't mind.
Trust Nat Fyfe!
Oh, you can trust he's going to do that.
To Fyfe, the combination, the twist, the shimmy, kept it alive, might kick the goal. That's one of the highlights of the year.
My game is my game. Just stick to your strengths.
Fyfe breaks through. Speaking of all-time greats, what a goal. How good is he?
There's lots of smiles throughout the 200 games. Looking forward to playing a few more games still to come.
Yes, what a journey it's been so far, and the Fremantle superstar's been good enough to join us. Probably a little bit cooler than a Perth morning down there, I would suggest, Nat. Thanks for being with us, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty chilly down here. We played in Melbourne last week in similar type icing conditions, so the boys have acclimatised.
Obviously, when you won the Brownlow medal, you had to tell your story a bit, your football story and your life story. As you've reached 200, have you looked back, have you thought of anything more along the journey that you haven't previously reflected on?
Not really. I've been fortunate enough, as you mentioned, to have a couple of opportunities to share my journey and really thank the people that have been a big part of it along the way. And I feel like over 12 years, my game, my leadership has evolved. And now sitting here as a 200-game player, I feel like I'm ready to embark on the next chapter of my career.
So is that the main part of that next chapter, the leading, which you've already been doing, but just getting that right and trying to get that ultimate prize?
Yeah, I think that's accurate, Hutto. When I was younger, I was fiercely competitive and just didn't want to give an inch to anyone and really wanted to be the absolute best player I could be. And now as a almost 30-year-old man playing 200 games, that sort of desire and will to win absolutely every contest has made way for really wanting our team to get the best out of them and trying to find my avenue to leadership and working with a young group. So I can feel that I'm maturing and evolving.
The quality of the 200 games has been frightening, Nathan. A fantastic effort, well done, and congratulations today. Is there a game that you look back on and say, that was my favourite game to play? You played so many high-quality games, but was there one?
Oh, it's a hard question on the spot. I mean, I played a game round 2 down in Geelong, I think it was 2015. All the midfielders had heaps of ball and everything just seemed to work that day. And I've had sort of quarters along the way where you just feel absolutely invincible. But there are, a number of matches across the journey which I look back on fondly.
So when you talk about that, I feel invincible, what does that mean? What does that look like for us watching it?
Well, it's sort of everything just happens. The ball comes to you, the goals go through, the marks stick, you see the game before it happens. And sometimes it can happen in the blink of an eye. I played down here a couple of years ago in 2019. My shoulder slipped out, I hadn't touched it, and 5 minutes later I kicked 3 goals in a quarter and just everything felt like it was working. So fingers crossed that happens again today.
Nathan Dermott here. Congratulations on 200. It's been an absolute joy to watch you play 199 of them, and good luck today. I should have asked you this first. Do you prefer Nathan or Nat? What's your preference?
At my age, Derm, I really don't care anymore.
Very good. Now tell us, we just saw some footage of you when you were a young, strapping young man, about 15 kgs lighter than you are now. Even talented players at AFL think, gee, that person's good, he's better than me, can I make it? When, or is there a game that you thought to yourself, I've got this game, I know this game, I'm good enough to do it if I turn myself on?
Yeah, I think probably at the midway point of my second season, I started to be a regular contributor in the midfield, and my impact on games seemingly each week was decent enough where I felt almost comfortable in my position, but it doesn't last too long. Even now, having played 200 games, you're always not far away from sort of slipping with your own standards. So you're never comfortable at this level, as you well know, and you're always looking for new ways to continue to improve.
What's the burn, mate? There's so many ups. What's the burn for you that if it, we look at various injuries we've had and said, if only I'd zigged when I zagged at that moment. What is the burn for you? What could have you done better in what has been a career that's rarely put a foot wrong?
Oh, it's an interesting question, and probably not the way I tend to look at my life, Derm. I don't really look back and think what could have been or where could I have gone differently. I've had a great experience so far, and I hope the club's best footy and my best footy still remains ahead of me in some capacity. And sitting here as a 200-game player, I have nothing but fond memories of my career.
So 200 games, and honestly, when I'm just going on personal. When I got to 200, I thought, I've got about 15 left in me. And I actually could count it.
Turned out to be 10.
Yeah, it turned out to be 11 more. How many games has Nathan Fyfe, Nat Fyfe, whichever you prefer, how many games has that body got left?
Yeah, I just spoke to Joel Corey. I said, when you got to 200, what did you think? And he played 270. And he said every game after 200 was a bonus. And I thought it was a really good answer. So sitting here with a few ailments and a winter rig, I suppose I'd call it. I don't know. I'd love to get to 250 and beyond. But at this stage, we'll try and finish this season and see where it leaves us.
Awesome.
They've had to set aside 10 minutes in the rooms, but look at they're going to do a promotion, like a little video to celebrate your 200 games. It could go for a while, Nathan.
Oh, let's see.
It'll be great viewing, I reckon.
You have played like a pounding midfielder. How we know about the injuries, the shoulder. How has the body sustained that? I mean, you're impacted when you just belt into bodies, and that's been one of the brilliant things you go. How has that physically taken its toll on that rig?
Yeah, it's not. It's not the ideal way to play if longevity is your aim. I got a text message from Dr. Ken Withers that said, congrats on 200, never thought you'd get to 100 with the way that you play and your body, the way that it is. So I have tried to implement some more efficient ways of going about it. I mentioned that in the media this week, trying to avoid some of those brutal, reckless collisions. But it just doesn't seem to work for me. I always find myself at the bottom of packs and involved in fairly heavy contacts. At this stage, I'm still standing on my 2 feet and pretty happy to be out here playing today.
Good on you, mate. No point in being a sheepdog after 200. Stay in the middle of the pack, mate. Don't skirt around the edges.
I think he's probably right in that regard. I think hey, Nat, congratulations again. A fantastic career so far. Good luck this afternoon and from here on in.
Awesome, mate. Well done.
Thanks very much, gents.
Nat Fyfe, game number 200.
Do you remember the game he's talking about, the Dangerfield Fyfe game?
Yeah.
So these are the numbers,
That was the most incredible
I
night.
had a close look. So Fyfe got the 3 votes, Dangerfield got 2. Paddy had 38, 1 goals, 1, 9 clearances, 6 insides. Fyfe had 40, 1 goal, 1, 14 clearances, 10 inside 50s. It was unbelievable.
And mid-20s contested.
26.
He's given us so much, a couple of Brownlows, and I wonder where he can lead the Dockers this afternoon and for the rest of the season. Ben McAvoy, who'll be opposed to him, will join us next.